and all that sort of stuff.
Anybody can be good at this game. That is one thing that Jason Zimmerman from Cinnaminson, New Jersey, always said. He always talked to him. He described himself as living proof that anybody could be good. And speaking of
Love
characters that
Cinnaminson,
can
by
be
the way.
good, yeah, for sure.
Shout outs to Sweetwater Grill, good place to eat.
Shout outs to Sonic and Ike is what we got going on here.
There is a Sonic there. Oh, yeah, the Sonic's the character too, I guess. But,
yeah, as he's in the game. Trying to go for a grimy early gimp right there is Toxex right here on Battlefield.
So I will say, I do think that I remember Beef from a few of those Wi-Fi brackets in the year 2020 when you and I used to commentate some of the DNA brackets.
Just about every week.
DNA.exe, with our good friends at Master Hand Gaming. But that's the air dodge back to the stage from Beef, who we got a little bit familiar with, not just the Wi-Fi Sonic, certainly trying not to be. And for a character that is as fast as Sonic, a bit more of a methodically paced match. Certainly, that is going to be challenged by the person with vengeance as the tag, Toxex.
Yeah,
love that stuff.
This is going to be an interesting matchup, to say the least, because I feel like, in theory, Sonic should run a character like Ike over, but in practice, if this character knows just how to put his hitboxes, frankly, no pun intended, his beefy ones in the right spots, that is definitely going to spell disaster for a character who's as relatively featherweight as Sonic is, my friend. You got to watch your swings for sure. Though the speed is obviously heavily in the favor of Ike, who is going to take that first stock there with the forward tilt. It's going to be on the particular Sonic and how they like to play the matchup to see how they can sort of work around it. Is this the kind of Sonic that prefers to camp a character with no projectiles? Do they like to go in and be more so the aggressive Sonic? Because it's looking like that's what Beef is right now with that back air.
A little reminiscent, if I may say so, of 6WX, if I just in terms of wanting to get in their face. I do kind of wonder, I mean, perhaps Beef could be somewhat of a premonition as to what's to come, because if anyone is susceptible to the meaty hitbox of Spring, you might say that could be Ike if they're not prepared for it. Go just a little too far off stage, and all of a sudden you get a Spring to your face and you have no chance of getting back.
Reminiscent of Crom, like on the way up, is that forward air is going to take the stock. That does have no hitbox on the way up. Ike's might be a little bit of a different story. That hitbox is quite massive for sure. But besides that, if you get him low enough, that quick draw is not going to be able to make his way back up. Oh, I was going to say, I thought that was a drop combo by Beef right there, but he decided to just wait a second to just see whatever the tech option was there from Toxex right there to just go for the up air instead.
I like it.
Cute little schmicks. I mean, he didn't get much off of it, but now he's sort of getting a little bit this time around. But Vengeance is still firmly up the stock, and when you're the one who has to approach the Ike, it doesn't matter if you're the fastest character in the game by a full unit above your main Captain Falcon. You still got to watch how you approach.
Absolutely, and certainly when you have a character like Ike, where that damage can be so evenly distributed all the way across the sword, that dash attack pushing you all the way off, you can win neutral so easily. However, Sonic, you can just kind of choose your interactions at will, especially against a character like Ike, where you can move, but you are so heavily committed to those movements that it's very easy for someone like Beef to be able to take advantage of that. So it might just be a little more sit and wait than perhaps Beef is comfortable with. But then again, you're the Sonic. You get to do that. Why not make him?
You do have that freedom of choice, don't you? I never really thought about...
I mean, we saw it.
That was not the kind of gimp that I was expecting Beef to do on Toxex right there, but it traded instead with the quick draw, but the hitbox came out. So it still put him into free fall rather than just sort of hit him out of it at first. It's funny. It actually would have been better if he hit him out of it that time because he wouldn't have been able to upbeat or survive, but nothing doing. I'm going to go out on a limb and just pretend that Beef did that on purpose. Oh, my God. That absolutely would have been stock right there by the blast zone, at the very least not enough to make it back.
I like the conditioning here. You're making Toxex get into a position where they have to quick draw. Unfortunately, Beef maybe getting a little too cute off stage. Toxex certainly earning that last stock. And it makes you wonder if Beef perhaps is going to think of that as the one that got away.
Honestly, I want to think about that. And I love what you said about Sonic as well in terms of the fact of, he sort of gets the option to, pick and choose his moments because of how, fast he is, depending on, how up or down he is in a particular game. He kind of makes... I like to analogize him to, being like a bowling ball. But it's like that Looney Tune cartoons where Bugs has the magnet that's underneath the lane, and he's just controlling where it goes, and it's just why am I winning? And then all of a sudden Michael Jordan gets the hole in one. I just completely messed up my sports right there, but you understand what I'm saying.
You're thinking of Space Jam. Yeah, no, well, you got it. It was a golf ball, but nevertheless, you know,
Yeah.
momentum-based object. It's all good.
Yeah, I doubt a magnet is big enough to control the bowling ball, but you guys know what I mean. Sonic's a little bigger. But unfortunately, that whiffed air dodge is going to do it for Beef right there in that first game. But it was a self-destruct. It wasn't even necessarily something that Toxex might have done right there to sort of get him down. I mean, you saw Beef's adaptation towards the end, the way that he was edge guarding him off the level. He saw the jump, he saw the double jump quick draw coming out, put that spring up B with the back air accordingly. He missed the hitbox. Don't think the game would have gone differently had he hit that. But, you know, he did lose the game because of a self-destruct, so we'll see where Pokemon Stadium 2 takes us in this set, Stu.
Yeah, and the quick draw right to the face, just trying to get right back into the face of Beef. Maybe trying to make them think before they start deploying those hitboxes. However, Beef going to just let the big spinny move happen and then get right in with the grab. Any chance that you get to out-grapple the Ike is certainly an opportunity that you want to be taking. Just anything to get them out of shield.
Yeah, any way that you could just make it so much easier to get in on this character besides just like rolling past them. Pokemon Stadium 2 is the pick here on the part of Toxex, though. He will definitely be killing Sonic a little earlier. I don't necessarily want to say that that's why he's doing it. Mayhaps he feels that Sonic can't exactly take advantage of his speed as well on a stage like this, despite it being larger as far as the actual layout goes.
Yeah.
First stock's going to him, though.
I mean, and it was working out really well for Toxex. Beef wanting to take back advantage so quickly, maybe rushing things a little bit. It's like, okay, you can go fast, but you can also go fast right into the sword of Ike. That's the big drawback there is you have speed, you just got to have the ability to harness it. Otherwise, I mean, what's the use of having a Ferrari if you don't have brakes?
Yeah, definitely there's a little bit of a case of Ford versus Ferrari right there. Ike did sound a little weird in that game, didn't he? Oh, I love that placement of the uppie right there. And a second time.
Just barely grabbing the ledge. It looks like at 163, Toxex is going to survive. The advantage ever so slightly in their corner. You're going to mash on the shield. It's not going to be enough to poke, and the back throw of Sonic will finally be enough to take that stock. And Beef doing a good job of bringing it back. Never at too much of a disadvantage, it seems like. But, yeah, that's going to be the grab from Toxex coming out. And it's just you're getting them into these corners, and it generally, this is a good game plan from Beef, and I'm starting to believe it when you're talking about the smaller blast zones. Just cheese them.
Yeah.
If you got them in the corner, you're an absolute monster with that sword. They're going to run out of space eventually. Just take advantage of that fact because they can't really run around in that little tiny strip of land now, can they? Yeah,
Toxex has got to definitely not get gimped here again. This is going to be the duff. No, good spacing on the part of Toxex right there to make his way back. I don't know if he's going to survive the second one, though. I got to say, Beef is playing amazing off the level right here. I was going to say, you know, like, Toxex, you know, Sonic's got speed, and Ike definitely doesn't. Like, you know, waiting for bad approaches is definitely something that Ike has to thrive on doing regardless. But Beef seems to be a lot more focused or at least primed in his punish game in this second game right here.
All the way up to the top.
Not going to matter, though, with that up air off the top right there. I got to say, that beautiful placement of the up air matched with